I still remember the sound of her laugh. Not loud, not wild, just sharp enough to cut. The moment I walked into my own son's wedding, alone, no escort, no family beside me, no seat saved, just me, a mother who had given her entire life to one boy, standing in a room full of people who suddenly pretended I didn't exist. And then my daughter-in-law leaned toward her bridesmaids, smirked and whispered something. They laughed too. That's when I knew. I wasn't just unwanted. I was meant to be humiliated. But what none of them knew, what my son didn't know, what she definitely didn't expect, was that someone else was about to walk in. A stranger. And the second he stepped through those doors, the laughter stopped, faces drained of color, and the entire wedding froze. When my son Daniel sent me the wedding invitation, my hands shook, not because I was excited, but because the envelope felt cold. No handwritten note, no "Mom, I hope you'll be there." Just a printed card, my name misspelled, no +1, no mention of family seating. I told myself I was overthinking. "He's busy," I said. "Weddings are stressful." But deep down, a quiet voice whispered, "You are being pushed out." Daniel wasn't always distant. He used to call me every night, until she entered his life. Claire. Polished smile, soft voice, eyes that measured everything. At first she called me Mom, then it became Mrs. Harris, then nothing. She corrected how I spoke, how I dressed, how I cooked. Once she laughed and said, "Daniel's life is evolving. Some people don't grow with it." She looked straight at me when she said it. Daniel said nothing. That silence hurt more than her words. I didn't sleep. I ironed the same dress 3 times. I practiced smiling in the mirror, the kind that doesn't beg. I texted Daniel, "What time should I arrive? Will you walk me in?" 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. No reply. That's when I knew. I was walking in alone. The doors opened. Music played. Everyone turned. And then, confusion. Whispers. I saw it in their eyes. Why is she alone? I walked slowly. Every step felt heavier than the last. Then I heard it. Claire's laugh. She covered her mouth like it was accidental, but her eyes were glowing. She leaned toward Daniel and said something. He didn't look at me. Not once. I stood there. A mother erased. The man didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The room was already holding its breath. He looked at the guests first, then slowly at my son, and finally at her. "My name isn't important," he said calmly. "What matters is why I'm here." Claire's fingers tightened around her bouquet. Her smile was gone now, completely. "This woman," he continued, gently nodding toward me, "raised her son alone after his father left without looking back." A murmur moved through the room. She worked double shifts, skipped meals, wore the same coat for 10 winters, so her son could have new shoes. Daniel's face changed. Not anger, not pride, regret. And when he wanted to go to college, the man said, "She sold the last thing her husband ever gave her." My wedding ring. I felt my chest tighten. She never told anyone, because that's what real parents do. Claire whispered, barely audible, "Daniel, you never told me this." The man turned to her. "You never asked." Silence fell like a funeral cloth. Then the man said the words that froze everything. "And the house you two live in? The one you renovated for this wedding?" He paused. "It doesn't belong to them." Claire's eyes widened. "It belongs to her." A sharp breath escaped the room. She never transferred it, never put conditions, never demanded gratitude. Daniel stumbled forward. "Mom, is that true?" I nodded once. I didn't think love needed paperwork. Claire's bouquet slipped from her hands. She whispered, This isn't fair." That's when I finally spoke. My voice didn't tremble. "I didn't come here to embarrass you," I said softly. "I came hoping my son would walk me in." I looked at Daniel. "But you chose silence." And she chose laughter. I turned away. The man offered his arm again. This time I took it. Behind me I heard chairs scraping, voices rising, a wedding collapsing under the weight of truth. And as I walked out, I wasn't alone anymore. I was finally respected. That's when the doors opened again. Slow, heavy. A man walked in. Tall. Silver hair. Calm eyes that carried history. People turned, then whispered, then went silent. Claire's smile vanished. Her hand started shaking. Daniel finally looked confused. The man walked straight toward me and said, clear, steady, loud enough for everyone to hear, "I'm sorry I'm late. I promised I would never let you stand alone again." He took my arm. The room froze. The man turned to the guests. "Most of you don't know me, but you should know why I'm here." He looked at Claire, then Daniel. This woman raised her son alone after his father walked out. Worked 2 jobs. Sold her wedding ring to pay for his tuition. Gasps. Claire whispered, "Daniel?" The man continued, "And the house you're living in? The one you brag about?" He smiled sadly. "It's hers. Still legally hers." Claire's face went white. Daniel's knees nearly buckled.